Let's see. Am I getting this to work right, finally? There we go. There I am. Cool. Sweet. Ah, cool. And we're live. What's up, everyone? In case anyone is here, in case anyone's not, hello. So, what we're doing today, we are stringing up the Percept 100D again. Because, like I said, this is my racket of choice now. I'm going to be playing with this and getting better. So far, it's been going well. I've had 2 matches, and I was playing at that point with Lynx Tour, and with Lynx Tour, got 2 matches in. 1 match I won, 1 match I lost, so we're 1-1 with it. But the Lynx Tour was dying a little bit too quickly for my liking, so here we are now with Solinco Confidential, and this is the 17 gauge Confidential, and we're putting it at 56 pounds in order to see how that does for me. So, especially going up in tension, I think it's going to do well, give me a little bit more life out of this so I don't have to restring as often. However, with going to the 17 gauge string, it is going to probably go dead about as fast as the Lynx Tour did, just because of the gauge difference, but that's why I'm testing it. We'll see what happens. Come on, tensioner. Cool. All right. Yeah. Besides that, that's what I'm going to be doing here today. But what's going on with everyone else? I personally just got back from a weekend trip to go see the Biltmore estate. I'm going to probably pronounce this wrong, and I'm sorry, but Racquet. Hello, how are ya? Nice to have you here. Thanks for joining in. But like I was saying, I just got back from a weekend getaway to go see the Biltmore estate out in North Carolina here in the United States. I had just recently learned about it from a friend of mine who was talking about it. I was like, well, that's cool, because he said he was wanting to go there, but then he was like, well, I live on the other side of the United States from where it is. So I looked up where it was, and I was like, oh, I lived more towards that, so I could do that pretty easily. And so that was my gift, not only to myself, but also that was what I did for my mother for Mother's Day. Is I took her along with me, and the two of us just had a grand old time. We stayed in Tennessee, and then we just went over to North Carolina from there. So we had a pretty good time overall. The Biltmore was really cool, I do have to say. It was very interesting. Margarita, hello. Work hard. Thank you. Yes, I am working hard, making sure that all of these strings are strung properly in this racket, making sure that I can get the best play test out of it and really find what works best for me. And Rakshith, I'm from India. Where are you from? I am from the United States, and to be more specific, I am from and live in Indiana. That is my state of residence within the 50 of them. So that's where I'm from. Come on. Keep bumping into that tensioner. Alright. Cool. Now, yes. No, cool. Ow. But one thing from going to the Biltmore that I did find that I thought was really cool was that what my mom and I did is we did kind of your own self-guided walking tour throughout the house. And throughout the house, they have different sections that all have different listening points. And so when we were listening to it, one of the sections was talking about I think his name was George Vanderbilt, about how he was helping to grow the house, grow the family's fortune, and how they were working together. And it said that, and I'm of course paraphrasing what it said, but it said that George, he didn't go to, I don't think he went to higher education like a college or anything at the time, but George learned everything that he knew from the life experiences and actions that he took, reading books and conversing with much smarter people than he ever could be. And I thought that was really interesting just because here is one of the sons of one of the wealthiest families throughout the world, I think. And they quite literally just said, you don't have to necessarily go to a form or place of higher education in order to help maintain or to even grow a giant lasting family fortune like that. As long as you are a little bit more action oriented, you you take learning very seriously, which you can learn in almost any facet, and then you are able to engage and actually talk with multiple different types of people from all around the world and just from all different backgrounds to better understand how you can help every single type of person. And I thought that was really cool because it's like, yes, I personally myself, I did go to college and I did graduate from college, but overall I was just like, college is okay, college is cool. I don't necessarily think for if I don't think college is extremely necessary for as many things as they have, but for a lot of things, it definitely is necessary. Like, I personally don't want a doctor who did not go to college, or I don't want a lawyer who was just like cheating their way through all of college and not college and school, just being like, oh yeah, ChatGPT really helped me out on all these. It's like, I don't know how well that's going to do if you're operating on me or like trying to do something in court. So it's like, college is definitely useful, but I don't know if it is needed for every single job or profession that it has, which was an interesting question that got brought up to me while I was doing that. Let's see. Do I know about the current war between India and Pakistan? No, I do not. That I have not really heard anything about or anything like that, so I cannot speak or say anything about that since I have no clue what would be going on. Hopefully you are okay though. Oh no. Did I go in the, is that wrong? I think that's wrong. I think I just messed up. Let's find out. This go there. Yeah, I messed up. Okay. So I need to fix that. Come on. Yeah. This stringing machine is old. How long have I had this for? I think I've had this for at least 5 or 6 years, I want to say, which is crazy to me that it's been that long, but I think that's how long I've had this for. Yeah. All right, cool. So we do this because this is the one that needs to keep tension on it. Redo that, put it through the correct grommet rather than messing up like I did right there. Then we'll have a nice consistent string job and we'll be all good to go. There we go. See, all better. Cool. So now that one, come on, tensioner. Cool. That's good. What is your occupation? Why are you repairing this racket? So I actually work in a tennis retail store, and I've been working there for about the past 7+ years. I don't know if I've hit 8 years yet, but I think I'm very close, if not already past it, and I just don't remember. But I'm repairing this racket because this one is my own personal one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. This is my own personal racket, and I needed new strings in it because the ones I had in there, while you could still play with them, they had lost their usefulness. They had lost their life and their usefulness. So I decided, okay, it's time. I need to put new strings in my racket and just get going with something else, because I would like to be able to control the ball I'm hitting rather than just have it fly and spray everywhere on me, because I've lost so much life out of the string itself. And that's what we're doing here today. Just stringing, going along, having fun with it. Come on. And then at some point here soon, I'll have to string up, I'll have to string up another racket because there's another string set I need to test, but we're testing Confidential from Solinco first to see how it goes, because I've heard many, many good things about it. I think I've only ever tried it briefly once in one racket ever, and I think it was a Clash, so not necessarily the best racket for me to test string out in, just because it's very different from how most other strings would be. So that is going to be the fun part, actually seeing how this plays, because I'll be playing tomorrow and getting the first initial thoughts on what's going on. Now, if you're wondering what I'm doing here with this green string and why I put it in this, is because, as you can see, I don't really have enough string to reach the head of my tensioner. Like, I could do that and it would probably work, but I'd rather not do that. So using this clamp, I can now put these in here, but I'm actually going to move it a little bit further so it's a little bit easier. Put that in the clamp, put these in the tensioner, pull tension, and boom. Just like that, we got enough string to where we can actually make this work. Cool. Release, let this go. And there we go. And now we just tie off like normal. Quick, easy fix. If you didn't know, now you do. So you don't have to always restart if you end up having a little bit of a short string on your mains. Sometimes you have to, but sometimes that trick can work and you'll be good to go. Sorry if you can hear my dogs barking upstairs. Someone probably just came home or they saw a car go by and they started barking at it. And I was like, all right, cool. All right. Cool. So that's the mains done. Halfway there. Where is... There it is. I was like, where are my snips? Sorry for hitting the mic. Let's see. It's now midnight in India. Rakshish, go to bed, bro. If it's midnight, what are you still doing up? And then, Matthias, what's up? Been playing with Confidential 2, 22 kilos on your T5. Okay. Matthias, how are you? Did you get to try Polytour Pro and Confidential together now? What did you think? What did you think about it if you did? What's going on, man? I haven't talked to you in a while. But yeah, rock shit. If it's midnight, I appreciate you being here, but why are you here, dude? Why are you not sleeping? It's midnight. Now, granted, like, I've been known myself to like stay up into unreasonable hours at the night, but it's like, dude, if you don't have to, don't. Unless you do, you have to? Is there something keeping you awake? Rodrigo! Hey, Brody. Great content. Rodrigo from Chile. You helped me design my racket at Speed MP 2024. Great sick. Rodrigo, what's up? Man, Matthias, Rodrigo, you're both from Chile? That's pretty cool. I wonder if do you two know each other? Have you two, are you two friends that have been discussing, from what Matthias has told me, that have been discussing rackets and strings after I post a video or something? Are you one of Matthias's friends, Rodrigo? If not, maybe you two just found new hitting partners, because that would be pretty insane. Like, you two end up meeting here on this live stream in a comment section. That would be like pretty crazy, gotta say. But if that is the case, you two have to let me know. And Matthias knows how to, if you two do end up getting together and playing, Matthias does know how to contact me because he's done it before. And then you have to send me a picture of you two together, because that would be so cool. I have to say, that'd be so cool. Let's see. Haven't tried Polytour Pro yet. Confidential still going strong. No, I don't know Matthias. It's just going. Okay, cool. Matthias, that's okay. But if Confidential's going strong, good for you. And then like I've said before, I've played with it once or twice, and I know that it is a great string. I have a friend that he swears by it, and he will not play with anything else besides Confidential almost, especially if he's playing like a higher level match or tournament. So I was like, all right, buddy. You've convinced me fully, even more, to give Confidential another chance in my new racket. Trying it out with the thinner gauge just to see, because that's what I was able to get my hands on, and just see what's going on. Ronaldo or Messi? I can't answer that, sir. I don't watch. Because I'm American, I'm about their show. I don't watch soccer. I don't watch football. Football. So I can't answer that, because I really I've never watched a game of soccer or football in my entire life. So I could not tell you one over the other. Now, tennis players, I can talk a little bit about. Anything else besides that? Probably not. I don't really watch too many other sports besides tennis, if I even watch tennis, because I don't know. I'm just not that big of a TV guy. Like, yeah, it's cool to watch and everything, and every so often, especially when the Grand Slams or the Masters 1000s are on, I may tune in. But just me as myself, I'm not really watching sports or anything like that on my own. Just never really appealed to me. I'd rather be playing than watching. But that's me. Rodrigo, bro, do you recommend to use a dampener in the racket? I'm thinking maybe the feel without a dampener can help me find the sweet spot. More tenor. Rodrigo, I don't know about that last word, but dampener, I would say just try it. See what you think. It can't hurt, but if you're I don't think it's necessarily going to help you find the sweet spot more. I think it's just going to change the way that the racket sounds, and just kind of like it'll affect a little bit besides that, but overall, I think it's mainly just going to be whatever your personal preference comes down to. Now, did that fix it? Can someone message me and be like, "Hey, oh, sweet, thanks, Chills." Tell me if that worked, because if it did, I think I know exactly what happened. And my mic died, which not cool, but it happens. Yeah, yeah, Chills. The microphone died. All right, well, that'll be charging. It probably just died because I don't know. I guess I was using it too much recently. All right, but let's see. Chills. My racket is RF01 Pro. What tension is the best, and what strings? Chills. You've been here for how long? And you've asked me that question, knowing how personalized that answer actually is. I'm gonna need a little bit more background, my man. Like, what string are you using and what tension are you using right now? That's gonna be like first thing. Actually, let me ask everyone here this. Now, Matthias, if you're still here, I'd like you to weigh in. I'd like you to weigh in as well, but you've kind of already done this. But what would you guys say to me doing like, for, I don't know, say like 5 people or anything, or the few people that are here on the live stream currently right now? What would you guys say if I just did a free racket consultation or a free string consultation with you to see what is kind of going on with your setup, if you're wanting ideas or help with it, and see where I think what may work best for you. What would your guys' opinion on that be? Because I've done it before. Well, I kind of do it for a living as my job at the store that I work at. And there's not really been a good way to actually go and do that, but at least here yet on YouTube. But I've been thinking about trying to find different ways to do it. And Matthias, this is why I said if you're still here, I'd like you to weigh in, just because I've done one over Zoom and I was like, okay, this seemed to work, but I wasn't exactly sure. But if people would be interested in me doing a consultation with them, especially right now, I would be inclined to go ahead with it. I just have to make sure that if we do it, that we can schedule a time, make sure it works for both schedules for whoever I'm working with, and go from there. Let's see. Pin Cake, they said they'd love it. Let's see. Chills. I have my own tension and type of strings, but it just doesn't feel right like an RF97. I know it is a completely different racket type. Yeah. Yeah. You can't really compare the RF01 Pro to the RF97 just because of how different they actually are. Because the RF01 Pro, it is much lighter than it is compared to the RF97. It's a much lighter racket. It's a bigger head size, so it's going to play differently, especially since they changed the layup in the strings, especially in the middle of the racket. They changed how those form. So you can't really try and make the RF01 Pro into the RF97 because it's not really going to work out that well. You can try doing some of the things like weighting up the RF01 Pro in order to get it to the weight and balance that you like of the RF97, but you're still going to have that same problem of head size and that same problem of head size and string pattern in terms of how different the string pattern is when it's actually in the racket, not the fact that they're both 16 by 19s, because that's technically the same. And make that RF01 Pro as a spin rack. It's like maybe I have to change my technique and make that RF01 Pro as a spin rack. Technique technique may be a part of it, Chills. I'm not exactly sure, but that's also just because I am not a coaching professional by any stretch of the means or anything like that. But I also have never seen you play, seeing as how we are communicating through the internet right now. But yeah, what string and tension are you using, Chills? Like, what are you doing over there? Yeah, you let me know. You were kind of cryptic when you first said it. Ernest! Dude, what's up? Good afternoon to you, sir. You just got off work? I hope work was well for you. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Always glad when you can make it. And then, let's see. Pin Cake. I am stringing the Lynx Percept 100D. So this is the racket that I have tended to like the best. And this racket, I have found out that here soon, this racket is getting a color update. It's not a new version of the racket, but it's a color update. And I can't wait for it. I want that racket to be here right now. And I just want that new racket. That's all I can say, because I don't know if I'm allowed to actually talk about what it looks like now or anything like that. But it looks so good. I just want it. Especially because I know I'm probably going to get at least one more of these. And I would like for at least one of them to be the new color. But if I have to wait, I'm just trying to debate whether or not I get one of the new color, one of the, or one more of the current color, and just get one of the new one coming out later. And yeah, but I can't wait for that new color. It's gonna look so nice. Let's see. I like the 18 by 19 string. Yes, work as well. This purchase the Lynx Eclipse 5 new colorway, ink blue. Nice, Ernest. Cool. Come on, string. Alright, cool. Yeah, Chills, I don't know. I don't know about making the RF01 Pro a spin racket. It's not, I don't think it's necessarily designed to help you too much with that. Like, it probably can because you have the 16 by 19 string pattern in there. But I would think the RF01, not the RF01, the RF97 is going to be a little bit more spin friendly, just because the string pattern's a little bit more open, especially in the middle, where you're typically tending to hit the ball, I would assume. No, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know, Chills, but that's where I would assume. But yeah, that racket, I don't know. As a spin racket, I haven't necessarily seen too many people try and do that, but you might be able to make it work. If you do, let me know. And that Ernest, cool. Got the Eclipse 5 colorway ink blue Midwest. Nice, Ernest. I need to get better at it, especially with online, but I do technically have, and now this is just me being a little bit shameless plug here, but I do technically have an affiliate link with Midwest for anyone that does shop online. Now, I need to get better at actually saying, oh, hey, this is actually a thing, and if you would use it, please do. It does help support the channel and everything. So, Ernest, if you're ever in the need of something else from Midwest or anything else at all from them, and you're gonna buy it online, let me know and I can send over the affiliate link if you would be so kind. I personally think it would be cool, but if you don't want to, I completely get it, man. My RF97 is 55 poly main, 57 multi-cross hybrid. RF01 Pro is 52 poly rough main gut. Mixed reviews on the gel. 10. Aero 98 55 can't even hit a serve. That Aero 98 slipped out of my hand. I almost let go of the RF01 Pro. RF97 is 55 poly, 57 multi. Chills, why did you go down in tension on the, hold on. I want to make sure I'm reading this right. So, RF97, 55, 57, 52, 55. Why are you using two different tensions and two different sets of string? Because the gut versus the multi, that's going to play completely differently, even if you were using it in two RF01 Pros and two RF97s. That's just because you have the two different strings in there, and then the tensions on those are just going to make it even more different. That's where, if you're wanting them to be a little bit more similar, especially since you have a different poly in there too, it's like, have you tried them with the same string and same tension? And then just seen what the big differences were there before doing anything else like that? And then the R98 slip out of my hand. I almost let go of the RF01 Pro too. Yeah. What do you use an overgrip, Chills? Because that may have been it. If the grip was not brand new and your hands were sweating a lot, that could have been one of the things that led to the grip slipping out of your hand potentially. Was it on a serve or something? And Ernest, next time you do need something, let me know before you buy it, and then I can send over the link, just so that way you have it in case you would be so inclined to ever actually purchase something from it. Like I said, you don't have to, but if you do, I would greatly appreciate it. I want lower on the RF01 Pro after. What did you go? After what? My hands is very dry. I don't have sweaty hands. Okay. Is the grip too small for you then? Because I'm trying to think. Or was it just the fact that like it was that one weird random time where, well, it's not weird or random. It happened to 2 different rackets now. But was it just one of those things where it's like it just ended up slipping? Because sometimes that happens. Not saying it's the best thing ever, but it can sometimes just slip. It can also sometimes just be that the grip size may not be fully correct, but I don't know your grip size offhand or anything like that, so maybe the grip's either too big or too small. I'm not sure. Never seen you. Hands very dry. Don't have very sweaty hands. Yeah. Come on, Racket. And that pin, I like the 18 by 19 string pattern. So do I. I thought it was really cool, and I'm sorry I didn't get to your comment sooner. I saw it in the chat, but you know, the 18 by 19 string pattern, I thought it worked really well for me, and I liked that it, because I used to play with an 18 by 20. I liked how it was a little bit more helpful with power and spin compared to the traditional 18 by 20. Plus, in a 100 head size, which you typically don't see too many of the more dense string patterns in bigger head sizes, I thought it worked. I thought this racket worked out very well, and that's one of the big reasons why I decided to actually get it. Now it's mine. It's the new feel of hitting with that. It's the new feel of hitting with that frame. Yeah. How long have you had it for, Chills? If it's the new feeling of it, I would assume it's been relatively recent then. Go in. There we go. All right. Yeah. Ow. But while we're here, is there anything that just got it last few days? Okay, cool, nice, man. So is it while we're here and we're asking questions, is there anything in terms of content or the way I present my reviews or present what I'm doing here on YouTube that anyone thinks or anyone has some suggestions on? I am always trying to get better at this, especially because the better I get, the more people I can help, because it seems like that's how YouTube is pushing the algorithm. And so, if anyone has any suggestions on what to do in order to get better or any other things that they would like to see, let me know so I can start getting some ideas out there, getting some plans going. Especially, at least where I live, with warmer weather starting, it's going to be a little bit easier to get out onto a court and potentially get more people willing to play, so that way I can play more rather than just playing the very few times a week I am able to during the winter or colder seasons here. So, like I said, if there's ideas, let me know. I would love to hear them. Yeah. Become a vlogger and live stream wherever you go. Chills, I don't know if I can do that, especially just because I am pretty much just at work. And I don't think work will allow me to be recording my interactions with customers day to day in order for me to post on here. They might, but as of right now, I would highly doubt that. And then I highly doubt the people that I'd be talking to would want to be on camera either. They'd be like, this seems weird. But if I go to somewhere like a major event, then maybe I'll be able to bust out the camera and be like, hey guys, look where we are. Potential, here's this tournament, or I'll be at this tournament. If you are going to be there as well, let's meet up and see what's happening. Maybe in the future. Bring the camera with you. Chills, I also think it would be a little bit boring if like I said, back when I was just nonstop binge watching Baby Steps. In terms of the anime, I don't think that would have been very like interesting at all. I would have just seen that and would have been like, bro, what is this guy doing? Because it's like, why would you do that? But that is me. I would be like, seems weird, but I don't know. We gotta make it work somehow. Oh, straining machine almost came off the table. That would not have been good. Alright. Count to make sure. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yep. Always have to make sure. Bring the camera. I saw your other type of channel, like shoes and etc. What are you talking about? I don't have another type of channel, Chills. I only have this one. If you've seen me on other channels, you've probably seen me there. But this is my only channel. This is mine. You may have seen me on a different one, but that is something that is not my own thing. Yeah, that is not my own thing. Now, I do post on my Instagram about shoes, rackets, tennis, and a few more other things. But besides that, not really too much else. It's mainly just those things. Where else did you see me, sir? I have an idea, but I would like to hear it from you. Yeah. I figured that was where it was, but yeah. So that is not my channel. I will be on the videos for Midwest because surprise, surprise, that is the tennis store and the tennis company that I work for and that I've been working at for quite a while. So yeah, they've had me do social media stuff for them many years ago, and then they brought me back onto doing some of the videos and everything, especially when they found out I was doing them on my own. They're like, yeah, we'll let you do that with ours too. And I was like, great, cool, that'll be fun. So yeah, that's how that goes. But now, I am not the one recording those. They have a full camera guy. He's recording, editing, doing all that. I am just the person in front of the camera that has the knowledge. The guy who's editing, doing all that for Midwest and everything behind there, he's working the magic. I'm just the person they put in front to talk about the stuff. Cool. All right, confidential at 56 pounds. Overall, not bad. Of course, have to do the classic. Have to. But yeah. So besides all that, Racket's done. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. That's all I got. This was my big thing for today, was just stringing this, making sure I could get it done. Because like I said, I'm playing tomorrow, and I needed to see how this is going to feel. So, very fun. Cool. So, that being said, as always, thank you everyone that came out to the live stream just to hang out, talk, see what's going on. Can you stream? Chills, I'm streaming right now. What do you mean? What do you mean by stream? That's what I'm doing. I just streamed myself stringing the racket. What are you talking about? Like tomorrow 10. I don't know if my group would let me do that, because there's going to be a big group of us. It's usually at least like between 6 to 14 of us, and sometimes we're on one court, sometimes we're on 2 courts. So I'm not exactly sure if I could do that, but I can ask them. And then if you don't see a stream tomorrow, yeah, I guess you'll know the answer. But yeah, I can ask, but that's probably going to be what I think I may know the answer, but I'll see. Or at least be like live stream a little bit before I go on and see what's happening. But we'll find out. I don't know yet. Cool. So, with that being said, again, thank you everyone for came on and actually decided to jump on to the live stream. I know it was at a weird random time, but this was the earliest time that I had to actually get this strung up and ready. So yeah, thank you for showing up. For those of you who just tuned in, I'm sorry that you kind of came in right at the last minute, but hey, I have to string more rackets at some point, so we'll do it again. All right, now take care.